So back again to a bit of finance. Okay, Hack Forward. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and what I really enjoyed at most of my companies is actually working together with the engineers. This is some kind of passion. And the problem is that in Europe, mostly people are funding MBAs and with nice PowerPoints and nice charts, and we can rip off the great engineers. And we came up with the idea to change a bit the game of venture capital in Europe and just doing everything different what you can do in the value chain. So I got a nice board with some people with, I think, if I add this up together, with 100 years of experience. Some people who, they're all engineers, state engineers, great hackers. Some people actually turned out to be phenomenal business people as well, like Marco Boris, the founder of Star Office, which is now Open Office, or Roman Stanek here of the Bay Area doing good data. So what do we do? The process of getting funded through Hack Forward is very simple. You can't apply. The only way you can be funded by Hack Forward is actually you must be referred. But this is not the only part of the game. We take a look at the presentation or what you have, and if we think there is maybe something which we really like, we put the engineers to a coding test. And as you know, we only fund engineers. Coding test is the best way to actually prove if they can do something or not. And if they achieve above average rates in the coding tests, we actually interview them, and within 42 hours we say either a yes or a no to a deal. So far this is a process, and it is an event which goes for roughly 1 year. So there are lots of programs who took people on for 3 months or for 6 months. It's like more getting someone to start actually a project, but we really want to fund companies. And this is why we do 1 year and full mentoring along those lines. So what is the difference between Europe and America? As I said, there are many MBA-funded startups in Europe, and if you go to a venture capitalist in Europe and you're a techie, this is in most cases, a very short introduction and a very short goodbye, because if it's not proven that there is no market, then it's mostly end of discussion. So Europeans really like to do copycats, take a business model out of the Bay Area, copy it, localize it, and making some decent profits. So we really need a bit more innovation in Europe. What I think is that the European developer community is as bright as the US, but we are just not able to fund the right people and to create global technology companies. Since if you took a look at the US and the Bay Area, you find that most of the great companies like Google, Facebook, and others are actually engineer-led since the beginning. And this is not the case in Europe. We have a very luxury situation in the US where people love technology, love something which there is no market, because then they say, let's create a market here. And it is much easier to get funded in US than in Europe. So we came up with a big Geek Formula. So what we do is we have a huge network of people who can refer deals to us or refer us. And also our companies who are funded by us, 16 so far, are able to refer new geeks to us. And this creates an amazing amount of knowledge on the one side, expertise from our team on the other side, which we are bringing the business, strategy, marketing, biz dev, finance to the team, so that we can really create companies which are really engineer-led, but have a complete different setup, because they can go quickly to the US market or to international markets, and I show you some of our success companies. Our model also includes that we take a significant stake in the company. It's 27% for up to 200,000 euros in funding, which is roughly, always depends on the euro-dollar course, to $250,000. So why we have so much equity and in which kind of situation we are. So when we get criticized for the models, this is a really big percentage. I always try to say, hey, we are investing at the highest risk state. Actually, what we call it, it's pre-seed. So people who just come up with an idea, and having the first prototype, like when nobody else would finance them. Still 27%. So MBAs mostly say like, this is so much, this is outrageous, this is insane. If you talk to engineers in Europe, they actually think it's a very fair deal. And if you speak to our companies we invested, they say it's an amazing cheap price. So some of the companies and what we have achieved, 16 so far. One company is presenting in the afternoon or more afternoon event, which is Coburg, a fascinating new address book for the Mac. We have some games. We have a company like Infogram, which is an online solution for creating amazing infographics. Like, I'm definitely not a designer, but with this tool I can even do myself fancy infographics. Fantasy Shopper, probably one of our biggest success stories so far, gained 3.5 million funding in a very high valuation. This company does taking the offline feeling of shopping online, the social gaming field, with company like YieldKit, which does monetizing links on any sites or creates new links on any sites. So we have a bunch interesting portfolio. Saying this with definitely a bit love for our engineers who come up with such incredible ideas. So what we do in this course of 1 year, we invite them every 3 months to Berlin to a Geek event, which is like an invitation-only event where we have some venture capitalists there, some biz dev guys from other companies, where people like Werner Vogels or other top well-known speakers are spending 4 days with us and our startups to actually transfer knowledge in the best possible way. These kinds of events are somehow special, I would say, because nobody else does this in this kind of hands-on fashion. And I can only say that if you want to try to get results out of programmers, the best way is actually having some kind of peer pressure. So every 3 months, they have to present to the other Hack Fwd companies what they have achieved. And you don't want to know how much this puts them under a positive pressure to even deliver more and more and more. So we are really happy to have such engagement in our community. So this is it. Thanks very much. And if you want to get more about Hack Fwd, just go to our website, hackfwd.com, and take a look also on our second page, which is passionmeetsmomentum.com, because the best speeches out of our events are broadcasted there. Thank you very much.